Well, hello everyone. This is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage, and I am making a video that I promised to make on the Singer 185J, and this is a demonstration of the machine now that the overhaul and restoration has been completed. Now, you will see in the other videos where I showed one of the main overhaul procedures I wanted to demonstrate was the removal, cleaning, and replacement of the shuttle bracket that holds in the bobbin case, and also the replacement of the oiling wick. And so now that the machine has finally been completed, I wanted to demonstrate for you how she sews. And as some of you may know or not know, the Singer 185J was an updated version of the Singer 199. And I'm going to tilt the machine back. I want you to see the very strong and beastly drivetrain of this machine. Hold on, let's zoom in. And you can see this is all metal here, guys. There's no plastic, there's no aluminum. There's just all steel and iron. Now, the machine that you're looking at is, as I mentioned, is an updated version of the Singer 99. So I'm going to show you the underside of a Singer 99. And now you can see this is a Singer 99 I picked up. I'm trying to remember where I found this. But look at the drivetrain. It's the same. It's really remarkable. This particular 99 model that you're looking at was built, according to the serial number, in 1927. And it's not, I mean, they were building this machine years before that. But if you look at the front, you'll see there is no way to do back tacking. Well, there is a way, but not with the machine. It has stitch length adjustment that you see on the knob, and that's it. That's how old this is. It has one of the very early Singer electric motors. I suspect it's one of the first Singers to be introduced with electric power. Can you imagine the luxury that must have been for folks in the 20s? But this is the one I wanted you to see, because over the years, Singer made a few perimeter cursory changes, but overall you're looking at the same machine. Now, one of the things that many people don't realize is that Singer was such a big company that they could literally launch brand new sewing machine models, and they'd have a production line. They had so many factories, they could keep machines in production. They could even keep the old models in production for decades. I mean, decades. We're talking, I believe, this design, which of course is the 3/4 version, the 99 and the 185J you see here are what are called the 3/4 versions of the Singer 66. And all that means is that this machine is 3/4 the width of the 66, but it has the same power, the same strength. These machines are like little tractors. They are unbelievably strong. And the reason that the 185 looks different, Singer wanted to update the model, so they changed the little body shape and they gave it a new color. Remember, this is the late 50s here, and so black sewing machines are often seen at that point in time as old-fashioned, and they wanted to give it a modern look. But I believe that it's great that Singer didn't change this, because it was a tried and true design, and a company doesn't keep building something for literally 60 years. It's just unbelievable. But they don't do that unless they have something that's tried and true that people love. Now let's see. You have stitch length control here on the right, and there's even a little indicator that'll tell you how many stitches per inch you're getting. Let's see. And of course, if you put it all the way up here, you have reverse or back tacking. So unlike the old 1927 99, you don't have to manually back up. I don't have a problem with all your treadle machines. Most of them you can back up. You can do back stitching, but you have to do it in a different manner, and I'll show that when I show one of my treadles. Okay, so you have a bobbin winder. Let's see if I'm going to have to pan in here. And this is one of the few changes they made. The bobbin winders would change over time. Every couple of decades, Singer would change the bobbin winder. It's still a great bobbin winder. This one has a new tire. when I post this for sale, I'll list all of the different things I did to it. I'm not going to go and give you guys a laundry list here in the video because I want you to see this machine sew. It uses drop-in style bobbins, class 66 bobbins as they are called, and it has a light on the back just like the 66 and the 99s do. This particular machine was made in Quebec province, Canada, and of course Singer had factories all over the world, so they had plenty of production capacity. So I'm going to start. I want to zoom in here. The main focus of this today is going to be on how this machine stitches and sews. And I want you guys to see that. So let's see if I can get the angle and a zoom for you. Now I'm going to start off. This is sort of a lightweight cotton fabric, little remnant that I had. I hold on to these. And so I'll basically show you guys the long stitch length. I'm going to turn my fabric back around. Let's come over here. Now, I'm going to show you, as I've shown before, look at this, guys. Look at the incredible slow control I have, the slow needle control that Singers are known for. And this is not with an electronic pedal. So this is an analog pedal, but look at this. And then I can really get it going if I want to. Most people don't. Most people don't sew that quickly, but if you are of the mindset that you want to sew very quickly, you can, which is pretty amazing. Now, I'm going to pull this out. And this was, what am I doing here? This was 2 layers. And let's see. I'm going to fold it over, and now I've got 4, and then I'll fold it again so I have 8. This is 8 layers of, I'd say, a light medium weight cotton. And this machine is not going to complain. It will sew this kind of material all day long. Get my thread tail sitting back there. Get my fabric lined up. And of course you have a pressure bar adjustment above, up here on top on the left hand side of the machine. And I'll start my needle down. Probably don't have to, but I like to when I'm sewing more layers. And I still have control. Let me go ahead and do some back tacking. You can see the machine back tack. And now I think what I will do, let's cut these thread tails off here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this fabric over, and you're going to see the machine. I'm going to tuck it under the foot there. And let's see, what did I say I had? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that was 8. And this will make 16 layers. And again, this is light. You're not going to put 16 layers of denim in here. Whatever you see on YouTube, some people push these machines beyond anything that would be reasonable for any machine, unless you're talking about industrials. So I'm going to put the needle here and get it under the foot. Now, because I've got this many layers, I'm going to lighten the pressure. Let me let you guys see what I'm up to here. I'm going to lighten the pressure on the presser bar, just to give the machine a little more space to do what I'm asking it to do. It was a very simple adjustment. That's pretty amazing for a little machine from 1958 or 1958, 1959. I'll come back again. And of course I can back tack even. Now you guys will notice that I moved a little more slowly. This machine has the power to sew more quickly, but as I may have mentioned to you all before, when you're sewing on anything that is, let's see if I can get this for you guys where you can see the stitches. I should probably adjust my tension a bit. You know, when you go up to this many layers, which is probably what most of you won't do, I'm going to need to loosen my thread tension here because you always want to adjust tension anytime you're changing either the weight of your fabric or in this case the layers. Okay, I want to show you something else. Now this is a piece of Cordura nylon. It's actually the remnant of a basically threadbare backpack. So it's a decent weight nylon. It's even got some webbing here on it. And I'm going to fold this in two. And I want you to see what it is I'm doing. Let's see, let's pan back out just a bit. There we go. I've got sort of this is a coated fabric. You can see the old bar tacking in there. I've got a seam, a pretty thick seam, and it also has some binding on that seam. So we've got some thick stuff to go through here. And of course you've got the webbing. What am I going to do? I am going to fold it in half, and in some places it will be 2 layers of nylon. In other places it's going to be 4, 6 with the binding, and then of course we'll have the webbing on both sides. So let's see what the machine has to say. One of the great things about analog vintage sewing machines is that you don't actually you don't need computer software to beep at you. These machines are wonderful. They speak to you. They let you know when you need to adjust the tension. They tell you if you've got all of your settings correct. All right, let's start on this side. And of course, I've got a fold here right under my finger. I want to make sure that that goes under the foot. And I'm going to add a little bit of the pressure back to my presser bar. And let's see how it does. It went right over it, guys. Didn't bat an eye. Let's zoom back in. I should have zoomed in for you. I'll make another run so you can see this. We'll come over here and get ourselves another runway, if you will. Now again, you want to be sure that, anytime those of you who are experienced sewers know this, but anytime you're sewing layers, folks, you always want to make sure that, I'm going to put the foot down, but you've got these extra layers. Make sure they go under the foot. You've got to be fair to the machine, give it a chance to chew on this. So let's see. And I'll back tack. Now let's see what these look like. And of course you can see the tension is now adjusted back just fine. Now that's a dark green thread. Sorry about that. I try to get contrasting thread, but you can see where the stitches went right over the webbing and back into the nylon. One of the things to note, let's see. Oh, the other, my bobbin thread is a little lighter. You'll be able to see the stitches a little bit better here. So I came across, that's 2 layers of Cordura, then 2 layers also added of webbing to the 2 Corduras. And then we've got probably 4 layers of Cordura as it went over this seam. And as you can see, it went over, it didn't complain, it didn't strain itself. And let me see, I'll fold this over again, and I don't know if I've mentioned this in one of the videos I did once when I was talking about denim. I think I did this and demonstrated this. This was a couple of years ago. I was showing a Singer 66, and I basically said, okay, we're going to take it and we're going to push it and see how many layers of denim it would sew. And I want to say it was 6 or 7, and then the machine said, then it had the power, but then you start looking at needles breaking on you because, again, you're really pushing the needle further than it can go. And so compared to a new plastic machine, these vintage machines they're just little beasts. They really are. They're like tractors, I like to call them. So let's take this. This is what did I do? I just sewed. I folded it in half. Now what I'll do is I'll take it and I will fold it again. So that 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got 4 layers of the Cordura and 2 layers of the webbing there. And let's start on this side. Wait a minute, I want to start on a side where I don't have a run of stitches, so we can tell what's what. Let's see. Okay, we're going to sew right here, so it's to the left of where we were before. And my suggestion, anytime you're sewing heavy material in this many layers, go ahead and start with your needle down. This machine is probably strong enough to do it, but I don't want the needle to break on me. So I'll go ahead and start. Make sure that, and it'll even back tack for me. Let's see, come around one more time. Let's see. Let me make sure. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for you all. I want to make sure that this is showing up on the camera. When I do this, folks, I'm basically demonstrating to you the power, and I'll show you, I'll point out which two. These were the earlier stitch rows. Now these two here are the ones I just did. And again, that's quite a few layers of Cordura and 2 layers of webbing. And when we flip over, you'll see the 2 stitch rows, the 2 top stitch rows are the ones I just did. And the reason I do this is I want to demonstrate to people just how strong these machines are, but I really don't believe in asking the machine to sew through steel or any of these other ridiculous things. That's just silly. Most industrials wouldn't do that anyway. But there you go. That is the Singer 185J. Let's pan back out so you can see her. I have given this machine quite a few hours to get her tuned up and overhauled. I've literally taken her apart and I've serviced her motor, I've serviced the shuttle area, and I've gone underneath the machine, and I of course removed the hand wheel and serviced the bobbin winder. Every system on this machine has been overhauled. And that's important because if you don't do that, the machine might sew for you. It actually may even make stitches. But as I showed when I was taking this section here apart and was cleaning her, this machine has so much more power because it's been given the maintenance that it was waiting for. And when you see those videos on the maintenance, by the way, for those of you who are just looking for something really strong and reliable to sew with, you're not going to need to do those things. All you have to do is take a little brush to your feed dogs every now and then, and you put 1 drop of oil in her oiling points, and you are ready to go. That's all you have to do. There is no software, there's no beeping. Again, you guys are the brains, and the machine is the brawn, and that's how it should be. I honestly think it's completely reasonable to expect that if you went out today and bought a new plastic sewing machine, you can get maybe a number of years of it if you go gently and you sew 1 or 2 layers of this lightweight stuff. But once that machine has run its course, those plastic machines are going to they're going to conk out and they're going to end up in a dump somewhere, and this machine will still be going. All it requires is a basic level of care. So I think you can tell how much I respect these machines. It's a straight stitch class 66 machine, and to invest this much time in a machine, it doesn't. You think, why do you spend all that time doing it? It's because they don't build machines like this anymore. They just don't. And it's not just sewing machine, it's everything. You all are like me, you've bought things before and you were hoping they would last, and they crap out and you end up throwing them away, and it's just so wasteful. But anyway, the good thing is you can get a vintage sewing machine and one that is restored for a lot less than most of those plastic machines out there. I really appreciate all the support for the channel. It's been rather surprising. But I do appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe if you like, and the little bell there at YouTube will tell you when I'm posting a new video. If any of you who are watching this video are interested, please contact me, and I'll be happy to set up a time where you can come and see the machine for yourself. You can do some test sewing on it if you're experienced. You can bring your own material. I, of course, keep materials here. And if you are new to sewing, if you have never touched a sewing machine before, have no fear. I can teach you how to use this machine. It is not complicated, and you will not hurt it. These machines are so forgiving. They will simply wait until you learn its ways, and then you will have one incredible tool on your hands. Anyway, thanks again, folks, and I will see you next time. Take care.